How come all you wildly wondrous, wide-eyed, whimsical men and women of the World Wide Web, you have found your way to Cacophony Live? Come along, check out what we're involved in today, because you can see we are not in the studio. All right, so here today, I am sitting with the one, the only Brett Stuhler of Tatooine Body Arts. You've probably heard of Brett recently on 93.3 WMMR with Jackie Bam Bam. He's got locations everywhere, Wrightstown, Browns Mills. Where else, Brett?
That's it. It's not quite everywhere, but we have two.
Wrightstown. He's got locations in Browns Mills. And we are in the process of getting ready for Brett's debut on Amazon Prime. So we're going to talk a little bit about that, but while we're doing it, we're going to get some ink. So stick around. So, Brett, when you said to come on down and get some ink, it's funny, I had something in mind. My mom was a big Stevie Nicks fan, big Fleetwood Mac fan, and she had passed away in 2013, and I came across a Stevie Nicks tarot card deck at Barnes & Noble. So I pulled one of those cards out, and I don't know, we're going to see if we can't make this work.
We're going to make it work. It's I love Stevie Nicks too. Sorry about the loss of your mom, but we're going to honor her in a really, really nice way today, for sure.
That's awesome. So you opened your Wrightstown location recently, right?
So we opened September 26th last year. It's been kind of a trial and error thing. When I opened this shop in 2018, we opened to about 1,000 people. We had 1,000 people at our grand opening.
Wow.
So I kind of thought in a naive way that I was going to open Wrightstown and it was going to be like right out of the gates a huge success. It's been something I really had to bust my ass and really work. I mean, I've had to give cards out to all the military guys. We worked the air show. Me, my artist Sammy, my apprentice Christian, we went out there. We literally hit the pavement and fucking flyered everywhere. Sammy's flyering everywhere.
So wait, you've been doing all that groundwork in Wrightstown.
Yeah.
Have you yielded any results from like doing the air show and stuff? Are people coming in and saying, "Hey man, we saw you"?
Yeah, we have. It's been a little slower than I'd hoped. Again, we probably made contact. The air show had 500,000 people over that weekend, so I think we made contact with a couple thousand people.
Wow.
It was a pretty incredible turnout, and it was a lot of fun. Great bonding time for my shop.
Yeah.
But not everybody's going to just leave the air show and come and get a tattoo.
Sure.
But they know we're there now. So
you weren't doing ink live like in a tent, like at a tattoo convention? So you ever do those tattoo conventions?
Yeah, well, I do like nerd stuff. We'll do Monster Mania, we do ZoloCon, we do AwesomeCon. I also co-own a tattoo tour called Excelsior Tattoo Crew.
Okay.
So we have 26 artists worldwide, and we all get together and do these nerd shows where we're the only ones there.
Yeah.
And we leave the city burning.
That is awesome.
It's a lot of fun.
I love that.
So, but to get back to your question, we were not tattooing there. We were doing stenciling on kids. We had all these planes and Pokemon figures out, and we would just give our cards away and just do free stencils on kids.
That's cool. That's awesome. That's hella marketing. Yeah. I love that.
A lot of fun.
I love that. That's awesome. How long have you been doing tattooing for?
I'm in my 16th year.
16?
Yeah, 16 years.
No shit. What got you into it? What made you decide, like, this is what I want to do? Like, just walking around the store, I can see that art is definitely prevalent in your pop culture, your fandom. So, like, what made the decision to say, I want to do this on somebody else?
So, I don't think it was necessarily tattooing, but I love working on comic books. I love drawing comic books. I mean, ever since I was a small kid, I was trying to replicate my favorite artists, So, Jim Lee, Mike Turner, Todd McFarlane, all these guys were like my heroes. Everybody, they're just like phenomenal artists. So I think when I started tattooing, I really wanted to just replicate their work.
Yeah.
I'll redraw whatever, if you want me to redraw it. But I kind of want to take that poster on my wall and put it on somebody's skin.
That's
just to kind of honor them.
And that's the Jim Lee Superman right there. That's my favorite Superman. They have a bust of that, a resin bust that I'm looking for with bated breath of that
So I have the Jim Lee Batman right there.
Yeah, I saw that. That's awesome.
I want to get the Superman too. It's just like there's only so much money to go around.
That's the problem. Toys are no longer priced for kids; they're priced for adults.
It's all
and
adults.
Adults are expensive. Yeah,
100%.
I love this. This is such a cool place, guys. If you have not taken a good hard look at the B-roll footage that we had as we opened up here, this place is an amazing treasure trove of like Gen X pop culture, superhero, cartoon, comic books, movies. Awesome. Just like I feel at home here.
It's a nerdseum.
Yeah, a nerdseum.
A nerdseum.
That's copyrighted. Brett gets 25 cents every time someone else uses that. It's right there. So tell me a little bit. We were talking before we started. You used to play, right? Mm-hmm. Or still do play?
Well, I still play. Yeah,
okay.
It was cool when we were filming I Am Inked. I get to play a song that I wrote for my mom. I get to play a song that I wrote for myself. So like I still play. I just think that this has kind of filled that artistic void that I need.
Yeah.
You know, so. There's only so much time in a day, so tattooing is like, I'll get done work and I'm like, man, I'm cooked. But I feel like artistically full every day. So,
wow.
I used to play every single day. I don't play every day, every morning.
We hadn't really talked about that yet. Let's talk about that. So, I Am Inked is a special that's coming out on Amazon Prime this month, correct, or next month?
It's supposed to. It's in post-production still, so it was supposed to come out this month. I'm still waiting to get any kind of word on when the trailer is going to be dropped. But it's still in post-production.
So, I Am Inked follows the life of tattoo artists.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
And you are one of those featured tattoo artists on this DocuSeries.
Yes, sir.
How did you even come up with that? How did they find you for that?
A real good friend of mine who owns another tattoo shop in the area, she was casted for it. And I saw that they were doing it, and I actually reached out to them. I was trying to get any kind of promotion for my Wrightstown shop.
Okay.
So I was like, how can I get on this thing? And any way I could get involved, I'd love to get involved with it.
Sure, yeah.
So basically I reached out to the producers and they said, listen, we're full this season. Maybe we can put you on season 2. I said, okay, that works. So I hung up thinking that was that, but they got my phone number. And Halloween Day they called me. They said, hey, Brett, we'd like to speak to you about potentially being on season 1. And I was like, wow, okay. So I called my fiance instantly and I told her about that shit. And I had about an hour-long FaceTime interview with the producers, and I said, well, listen, man, it was great talking to you. If I didn't get it, it was still a good conversation. They're like, no, you're fucking in, dude. Not only are you in, we're fucking putting you on season 1. So
that is awesome.
Yeah, it was good.
So that comes out relatively soon. If not the end of September, October. Yep. We're going to be able to see you cook on Amazon Prime, doing what you do with other tattoo artists, kind of like telling your story.
Yes. It's going to be a pretty interesting docuseries. I hope people like it. It basically follows the life and the ups and downs of tattooing and the life of a tattooer, because I always say it, man, we're not allowed to have a bad day. We're just not.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to get tattooed by a tattooer who's having a fucking bad day.
A miserable curmudgeon sitting there with a needle in your arm.
Right. But I'll tell you right now though, there's been plenty of times where I've come in here and I'm having a bad day and I tell my guys, you can't show that, you got to keep working.
Yeah. So. It's funny because as a sales trainer during the day, I have to tell sales guys the same thing. Mm-hmm. Like, oh, you're having a bad day? So you spilled coffee on your shirt? You need to go sell something, you got to buy another shirt.
Yeah.
Oh, you blew a tire, you're having a bad day, you better go sell something, you need to buy another tire.
Yeah, exactly.
You have to drop the negativity at the door, and I can see that tenfold for when people are expecting someone to do art on that.
100%.
That's awesome, man. So, with the I Am Inked, is there like a follow-up with that? Like they do, like Where Are They Now kind of a thing? Are they planning on basically coming back in and filming you again as like an encore or like a follow-up?
That's a good question. I don't know yet. Okay. I guess they're probably going to kind of see how it lands.
Yeah.
I mean, we'd love to hit the ground running. I mean, thanks to friends with Jackie and Britt, they help promote everything.
Yeah.
Hopefully it'll be enough with all the artists all together that we can get this thing in the Amazon top 10 from the rip. I mean, it's got to come out hot and keep it in that top 10 for a little bit.
I think you got enough friends behind you to make that happen. And speaking of that is our 6 degrees of separation. For those of you that do not know, Brett and I were introduced by a Uber DJ, man of the people, rock fan, rock supporter, famous mummer, Jackie Bam Bam. Dracula. Who introduced us. So, I mean, that's a good place to start with people supporting you, for sure. So, going back to playing, you and I had a chance to chop it up quite a bit, both on the phone and via text leading up to this. And my place of where I found myself when I was in the 90s living in New York was CBGB.
Yeah.
And I was super excited that CBGB Fest is coming up next week, and they're doing a whole thing to kind of celebrate the brand and the culture.
Yeah.
And you said something really cool, man. You told me that you performed there
I did.
before it was a wrap. Dude, tell me about that.
I was so excited to play the legendary CBGBs. And we played the local circuit for a while. We signed I guess you want to call it a development deal with Columbia Rough House Records. So they were trying to get us to play anywhere we could play.
Yeah.
But we also didn't fit in a lot of categories. We were kind of at the tail end of hair metal and thrash metal, at the tail end of grunge. Whatever it was after all that stuff was kind of where we were. And CBGB's is basically a punk place.
Yeah.
So I was so stoked to play it, and it was a horrible show. It was a terrible night. Our fucking van was breaking down. It was just not a great night. We had a dude in the front row flicking fucking bottle caps at my bass player. I beat his ass. It was really like one of those nights where I was just like, this did not go how I had hoped it was going to go. But it was fun. I mean, we could check it off the list.
Check it off the box. And like during that era, like before the new metal wave of the late 90s into the 2000s, CB's like, I mean, that's where you saw White Zombie come on.
Yeah.
With CB. So like it did have those undertones in the 90s where it was not uncommon to see like a new metal band out there. I
can always say that I played CBGBs. I didn't go there. I actually fucking played there. So it was like one of those things like where I was like, even though it was not a great show, I felt like, wow, I made it here.
You fucking made it to CB's.
That's cool shit.
I think every good musician in the Northeast wants to play like CB, the Stone Pony, the Trocadero back in the day here in the Philadelphia market. Like those were just like playing like the Whiskey A Go Go and the Cat House and stuff in the West Coast. Like you did. Like as far as I'm concerned, you made it. Like
so now I'm checking off my list where I tattooed bands at.
Okay.
So now I like the Electric Factory in Philly is now Franklin Music Hall.
Yeah.
So I've tattooed there, and they give you the little AAA pass where you can go wherever you want. That's fucking awesome.
Yeah.
I've tattooed the Starland Ballroom, which is dope.
Love the Starland.
Yep. I've tattooed the Tropicana with my buddy, and it's I don't know. It's like one of those things. It's like if I get to tattoo a band at a venue, I used to kind of like not lugging my gear around. For that, I'll lug my gear around.
Sure,
it's fun shit.
I had press passes to cover L7 at the Starland Ballroom last year, and there was another writer that was like, look, I am such like an old school Riot Girl. Like I would give anything to cover Danita Sparks, and I'm like, okay. So
you gave it to her?
She played on the heartstrings of a father, right? Like I'm thinking, like if it was one of my daughter's ass, I'm like, okay.
That's cool as shit, though, dude. That's
so I did the press release that they were coming to Starland, but I didn't cover the show. I gave it to somebody else.
Nice.
Shout out to Killian O'Neill for that one.
Yeah. Shows you a hashtag on that.
Yep. So that's awesome. So we have all of this exciting stuff coming up. We have a new store opened up in Wrightstown. Mm-hmm. You have all of this cross promotion regionally with people like Jackie. You're doing this with me. What is the next 12 months look like going forward now? How does that shape up with managing two stores, managing the notoriety that's coming with a streaming DocuSeries, all of this? Like, what are you plotting for as far as the horizon line?
Well, I'm getting married.
All right.
So October 3rd, all my eggs are in that basket right now. I'm gonna focus on getting married October 3rd, which is gonna be amazing. Then my honeymoon. And then we have a line of shows with Excelsior coming. The first leg of that is coming soon. So we're going to be doing Monster Mania. I'm bringing 14 artists to this
Cherry
show.
Hill Hilton?
No, this is going to be in Oaks, PA.
Okay. Oh,
so that's November 21st to the 23rd. We're going to have 14 guys. We're basically taking the whole fucking row of tattooers.
Nice.
So we have that. Then we have me and my fiance are going to Dallas-Fort Worth. We have a show there, Enemy Frontier.
Nice.
We have ZoloCon coming up. So we have a bunch of shows in between all the promotion for I Am Inked. And hopefully I can beat all the promotional things that we have going on for I Am Inked. We're supposed to do red carpet premiere for it and stuff at some highway theater or something.
That's great, dude.
It's gonna be fun.
Let me know. I would love to check that out.
Hell yeah.
Absolutely. And then even further than that, man, we were talking about the conventions. Like the Horror Fest in Oaks, PA. What is that? The Philly Convention Center they call
It's,
it?
yeah, the greater Philly.
Greater Philly. Yeah. So you're going to be doing ink there, and that usually has like all the celebrities.
Yeah, it's great.
We met Ric Flair at Horror Fest one year.
Oh, did you
We
really?
sure did.
That's a good one.
We
Shit.
absolutely did.
Woo!
That was so. That's actually, it's a funny story. So my son is a little kid at the time. He's maybe 9, 8 or 9, and I hear that Ric Flair is going to be at Horror Fest in Cherry Hill. And it used to be the old Hilton. I'm not sure what it is now, but you know what I'm talking about.
Crown Plaza or something.
Yeah, Crown Plaza. Yeah. So I say, my older daughter's into horror movies. She wants to see the people from Insidious.
Okay.
I want to go see Ric Flair. I go and I hop online with the boy. And the line to meet Ric Flair is out the banquet room, through the main concourse there, like the main hall entrance, through the sliding door and outside. So I get online, and for 2 hours I'm holding a very patient 9-year-old boy's hand. And as we come around, none other than J.J. Dillon, the original manager of the Four Horsemen, is sitting next to Flair. And I'm thinking to myself, it's J.J. Dillon and Flair.
Wow.
What God did I please? As a Gen X wrestling fan, like I've made it, right? So I'm waiting. The attendant comes over to me and says, all right, well, a picture is $80 with your camera. Mm-hmm. I'm like, oh, all right. So if you want a headshot, that's another 20. If you want him to write Dear Eric, that's another 20. And I'm like, I think I just want the picture on my phone.
Yeah.
So I've waited I remember being a little kid and my dad coming into my bedroom and seeing this little black and white 13-inch TV in my room, and he would see me watching wrestling, and he'd snap the TV out of the wall and take the TV away. So I suffered. I fought for this.
Yeah.
I fought for this fandom. So I get there and I'm like, Mr. Flair, I just wanted to say thank you so much for a childhood full of, and he goes, woo! And I'm like, woo, yeah. I'm like, I just want to just shake your hand and thank, I have so many positive, woo! And I'm like, yeah, woo, I got it. Like, let me finish my sentence. Looks at my son, goes, woo, to him. I peek my head up, my camera goes click, click, and J.J. Dillon himself is pushing us out of the way for the next family.
God.
That was my $80 trip to meet Ric Flair. That's what I got from Horror Fest.
Seems like he didn't give a rat's ass.
And I was like, it's the Nature Boy. I've been waiting my whole life to meet the Nature Boy. It wasn't what it was cracked up to be.
Unfortunately, I feel like I've met so many fucking celebrities at this point, and most of them are not what they cracked up to be, which kind of sucks. I almost kind of would rather not meet them at this point, unless it's somebody really cool.
Yeah.
Like I've met some really, really good ones.
Wrestlers backstage, like remember the old ECW arena?
Oh yeah,
Philly?
yep.
Wrestlers after
I've
the
seen
show.
shows there.
Yeah. Wrestlers at those shows were some of them were elated to take pictures with you. Some of them were like, dude, trying to drink my ginger ale here. Get out of here. The heck out of here. So there was that, but I have to say, but some celebrities knock it out of the park. Mm-hmm. They are exactly frame for frame what you would expect them to be, talking to them on a podcast or face to face. And for me, and we talked about this before, for me it's Marky Ramone.
Yeah.
Like being like a lifelong Ramones fan. They are these brash kids from Queens. I got to live in Whitestone for a while. That was 6 blocks up from where Dee Dee Ramone lived in Whitestone. Like, I'm a fan. Mm-hmm. And knowing them and hearing them in interviews and growing up reading about them in Rolling Stone magazine and everything else and in fan magazines, like, I had this crystal clear image of what it would be like to talk to a Ramone.
Yeah. And
Marky didn't disappoint. I'm
That's
like,
awesome.
Marky Ramone, I'm like, what do I do? Do I genuflect? Do I bow? Like, what's the standard operating procedure? And he goes, well, for starters, you could thank me for the music. And I'm like, oh my God, this is exactly what I wanted.
See, what's weird is like I could actually envision a scenario where he's a dick. You know what I mean? Like the punk guys, you don't know.
Yeah, it could go either way.
Run into Glenn Danzig, and you're like, ugh.
Glenn Danzig pulled my press passes once.
Did he really?
So
I can't imagine.
I had press passes in for the Misfits. They did a show in North Jersey. Someone took an unflattering picture of Glenn Danzig, one of the photographers, and then he went ahead and out of spite pulled all of the press passes.
Oh my God. That's what I mean. Like
And like as a Misfits fan, I can't even be angry because that's so deliciously Glenn Danzig, right? Like,
right.
How could you be? You knew the story of the frog and the
only thing
scorpion.
could have been better is if he hit you on the way out.
Right? Like in the back of the head, yeah.
Just fucking punch you. Yeah. Unfortunately, the celebrity thing is weird because like we'll do these shows like Monster Mania or Awesome Con or whatever, and I always, we have 26 artists, and like there's always a group of guys that come with us to do these shows. So when they come and do these shows, I don't make any money off the artists. Everybody makes their own money. They just give me the money for the table, and we hang out all weekend together. We go out to dinners. But the one thing I try to do at every show is talk to the promoters and say, hey, go get us a picture with somebody this weekend.
Yeah.
So with that one picture, we got Frodo and I'm drawing a blank on his name on the end. God damn it.
Sean
Dude
Astin.
from Goonies. Sean Astin, thank you. Yeah, I like him so much, I forgot his fucking name. Corey Taylor, we met at the one show. But, I'm like, get us a picture with somebody. And this last show in DC, we were supposed to get a picture with the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, which had Corey Feldman and all, and it turned out to be the whole cast of Goonies, which was so sick.
Yeah.
I don't like paying for autographs. If it happens organically, I'm down for it.
Yeah.
But it's just something about paying somebody to sign something for me. I'm just like, man, I'm not going to pay for you to write my name, write this, write that. If it happens organically, I love it.
Yeah.
If I tattoo them and they sign something, dude, love it. So that's I always try to get something for my guys that do shows with us, and it stems from my buddy when I was with this other tour called the Geeks Drink Legends Tour.
Okay.
My buddy Chris 51, he's out in Portland, Oregon, Springfield, Oregon. Sorry. He used to do that at every show. He goes, yo, at 2 o'clock, we're all going to get together and we're going to go meet the fucking guys from The Walking Dead. I'm like, cool, awesome.
Yeah.
So I always thought that was really cool of him to forcingly tell, we need a picture with somebody and make this trip worth it.
Yeah, 100%.
And they always, they're usually happy to oblige.
That's cool.
So.
Did they ever ask you for ink while you're there?
Oh yeah, all the time.
Okay.
I tattooed a couple, I tattooed Tommy Flanagan from Sons of Anarchy.
Wow.
And I got drunk with that dude till 4 o'clock in the morning, and I really just wanted to meet him.
Yeah.
And we ended up drinking until 4 o'clock in the morning with the drummer of Seven Dust and fucking the cast of The Walking Dead. I was like, this is fucking incredible.
That's surreal.
Yeah,
That
it
is
was
surreal.
one of the most incredible nights, and I threw up the whole ride home.
All of that, plus a DocuSeries, plus playing at CB, plus the store itself looks like something quite literally out of a museum of pop culture. I'd like to think that you made it, my friend. I'd like to think that you stuck the landing.
I don't have my yacht yet. I mean, we're still working on that part, but
always raising the bar. I respect that. I respect that.
But yeah, no, I am forever grateful to any single person that has ever let me tattoo them, anybody who's ever worked for me. I'm very grateful to be able to, because I came from a job that was not like this.
Yeah.
So like now doing this, I'm super overly grateful, and I always said that if I had a chance to do this, I would never mistreat anybody as far as like clients. I want them to come in and roll the red carpet out, and I always use my buddy from Seven Dust, Morgan Rose. I always told him, I said, dude, I saw the way you guys operated your VIPs and the way you treated every fan. Like, they were shaking hands and kissing babies every show. It didn't matter if they were having a bad, and I know they've had some bad days.
Yeah.
But they rolled the red carpet. I said, dude, when I open this shop, I'm going to do exactly what you do for every client that you do for your VIPs.
That's so impactful. That's so powerful. That's such what a powerful influence that is.
Yeah.
Just to like set you forth in a career of success, and to come from such a cool place. Like. There's a comedian on TikTok that I see, and his name escapes me, and I'll probably have to like edit the name in afterwards, right?
Yeah,
but he did
put a breath.
he did a whole this comedian skit. He's talking about church, right? He's talking about religion, and he said that the road manager for ACD once said that God is the blanket we throw over the mystery to give it shape. He's like, why did I learn that from the road manager of ACDC? Why didn't I learn that from a Sunday school teacher?
Yeah.
So like. To kind of like go back to that, like to like get that feedback, that positive feedback that clearly shapes how you do business from the most unlikely of sources. Like, isn't that like so like unapologetically rock and roll?
Metal.
Absolutely.
It's weird how many guys, like, we were talking about celebrities earlier, like how, some of them are not great to meet or whatever, but I'll tell you right now, the celebrities that I have met that are the best celebrities to meet were all metal guys.
Yeah.
All of them. I mean, I used to co-host Headbangers Con with my buddy Chris 51 that I mentioned earlier. We had Gary Holt on from Slayer and Exodus, and that dude is one of the nicest fucking guys ever. I mean, we've interviewed him so many times, and he's he'll graciously pull his guitar out and start playing.
Yeah.
And he's an incredible dude. And like I feel like every guy we've had on Headbangers Con was an amazing guest. The only person that we had on who wasn't a guest was we had like Video Vixen Divas.
Okay.
And I won't mention her name on camera, but she was a fucking bitch, and she got sent the fuck home.
Yeah.
So it's like, dude, you don't even look good anymore.
Yeah.
Nobody remembers cherry pie. There's a hint.
Yeah. Oh no!
You can edit that out.
No, I think it's only fair. I had Nigel Bennett of the Vibrators on once, and we did word name association. You know, one word, what comes to mind when I say whatever I say, and I said Marky Ramone, and he said wig. And I was like,
Damn.
that's what it is. Sometimes shade happens in podcasts.
Yep. You want to start this guy?
Yeah. All right.
Let's get this nuts on here. Eating this shit, son.
Listen, you spend your life getting your ribs popped out of your chest by people trying to impose their will on you. A tattoo is easy pickings.
So what level are you at as far as Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu?
Well, I got my black belt in December.
Sweet.
Which is really uncomfortable for me to say out loud.
Congrats, dude.
You flipped the script on me. You asked me the hard-hitting question.
What the fuck? I'm used to the one doing the interviewing usually.
Yeah, I spent 14 years doing Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. I emceed public pro fights.
Nice.
I competed at every belt level, amateur and pro. I ran fundraisers for Tap Cancer Out, especially because I lost my mom to cancer.
Yeah.
That was a big thing for me. Ran kids classes. I've run the fitness program there for 13 years. Wow. So I've put in my time as far as the community goes. You know, that was the one thing that the guy that runs my school is a guy by the name of Steve Bongiorno.
Okay.
And he's a black belt under Ricardo Almeida, famous UFC fighter.
Yep. I used to know him.
Ricardo?
Social media. Like we talk to each other on social media quite a bit. He doesn't have any tattoos, but he's just like, but a lot of my guys, I'll send my guys over.
Yeah.
Because one of my buddies trains with him.
That was a great era to start this sport. Like, UFC was a fledgling thing, and there weren't a whole lot of smaller promotions, like farm league promotions around here. So, like, you got to see some really great fighters compete locally in just a couple of promotions. Mm-hmm. And so Dante Rivera had been in our school system, not at SJBJJ, but in Ricardo Almeida's. Yeah. And he had just done Ultimate Fighter, the Rampage Forrest Griffin season. Okay. And Frankie Edgar, who was the
local boy.
Yeah, local boy. You know, toast of the wrestling mats. You know, king of the 150 pounders. Mm-hmm. So like these were all
Tom's River guy.
Yeah, these were all people that were around, like me and my kids, for almost 15 years, like doing clinics and getting advice from them. And yeah, so over 14 years in that community, trying to leave it better. And that's, like I said, that's what Steve Bongiorno taught us early on. Is like, no one expects you to be invincible. Mm-hmm. We just want you to learn to be unbreakable. Word. And leave the sport better than how you found it. Word. Yeah.
It's weird, obviously we're in a military town, pretty much. Even though Brownsville technically isn't, but we're really close.
Yeah.
So it's weird. We just had, me and Morgan, we were tattooing this couple for the last year and a half, I suppose. And I completed, I had 2 sleeves on him. I did 2 sleeves on him. She did a shitload on his wife.
And they started the sleeves on his leg.
Yeah. And they just got stationed in Alaska. So they came in last week just to say goodbye to us. It's crazy how close you get to people in this business.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, he was coming once a week, spending $1,000 in tattoo, like all the time. It was like crazy. So I went and got him a go away card and a gift card for some junk food for the ride. But that's the kind of bond you get to, for people in this business. Like, And it's also the sad part about being in a military town is you see people come and go all the time.
So it's kind of like a bartender for you, right? Like you're kind of like, you're not just somebody's artist, you're their chief therapist, you're their friend, you're their consigliere.
Sometimes I feel like some people don't even have anybody but us. And my fiance is a fucking bartender too. Is a bartender, and she kind of says the same thing. Some of these guys, they have nobody to talk to. Like they're old men. I see it quite a bit. You'll be at the bar, and these guys like will tip her $70 on a $20 bill just because she's giving them some attention that they will not get anywhere else. And it's like, I feel like a lot of times with tattooing is the same kind of gig, man. We're here and we're here to make art, but we're also here to try to like be friendly and make some good conversation.
Yeah.
I don't know how to tattoo and not run my fucking mouth the whole time. So it's like, I'm just like, I'm a talker, dude.
Yeah, you and me both. I some of these podcasts, it becomes very, very hard to edit these things down to a manageable, digestible conversation because I could just go on forever.
Yeah, we also it's weird. Like I feel like people's attention spans is so quick now with like the doom scrolling media kind of stuff. It's like what's too much? Like what are people going to get bored with? You know what I mean? But like when you're in a tattoo chair, you don't have a fucking choice.
Yeah.
We're going to sit here and conversate the whole time you're here, and then maybe possibly escape some of the bullshit that's in your life for a little bit.
That Marvel superheroes Captain America had the reflector card to put in the shield.
Oh, dude, I have it at home. I have the best mock of that minimum card in an acrylic case.
Wow.
In fact, IM8 guys filmed it. They were like, "That is really cool. Like, it's probably the best in the world." I really should have it graded. I have a really good cap and a really good Wolverine from the Secret Wars line.
That was the one that had the clip-on claws, right? Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Those figures were so fucking dope. They weren't as popular as the Superpowers back in the day, but they were so cool.
Well, because Super Friends kind of helped that along.
Yep. And let's keep it real. Back in the day, Marvel was not as popular as DC.
No.
It wasn't until all the movies came out that all of a sudden Marvel was the king fucking bitch on the block,
Like, in the 90s, we had the X-Men, and the X-Men is what kept Marvel afloat.
Yep.
Everyone was flocking to get X-Men comics. But, like, DC had, Batman's back was getting broken, Superman was dead, Green Lantern's girlfriend was chopped up.
Yeah. They had it all, man.
Dude, Kyle Rayner literally found his girlfriend in the refrigerator. Like, that's some fucked up shit. It's the 90s.
Yep.
These kids today can't handle that.
I'll tell you what, that time frame, I was way into the X-Men. Like, when the Jim Lee run on X-Men was like some of my favorite.
That was that when Gambit got his own series?
I think so.
Yeah.
I feel like they were giving everybody a book from the X-Men, but the Gambit with like they had like a cover and it had like you could see through it. There was like something. That was really dope, and they even had the ones with like the reflective things on the covers.
Oh, dude! Every book was limited edition, chromium cover, hologram card. Yeah.
Mom, these are gonna be worth millions. Don't throw them away. Meanwhile, they're in the dollar book bin now. They're being cut up on the Tatooine floor.
Yeah. I gave mine away. Most of them, anyway. I kept some books for myself, but I broke them up to the kids. I said, hey, listen, if they're not going to buy me a Ferrari, then at least you can have a piece of your dad's childhood.
Yeah, that's cool. I'm telling you, that guy came in and showed me all these books. I have people all the time say, dude, I got a whole bunch of old books at home. They're probably worth some money if you want to buy them. They're almost always worthless. But this guy, he starts texting me pictures of what he has. And I was like, dude, he's got the first appearance of Punisher, first appearance of Wolverine, second appearance of Wolverine, prequel of the first appearance of Wolverine. I'm like, I can't believe what he's got. He had giant size X-Men #1, which is a $1,500 book, ungraded.
I think somewhere I have Amazing Spider-Man #129, first appearance of the Punisher.
Do you?
Yeah.
Is it in good shape? You need to grade that, man, before that movie comes out. That's a big time book right now. I had 3 people tell me to offer to sell it to him, or to buy it from him.
Yeah.
And I was like, he said he's not doing anything until he grades these. Like, because these were not only does he have these books, but I'm holding them in my hands, and I'm pretty good with determining what the raw grade would be.
Yeah.
These were phenomenal shape, like especially the Amazing Spider-Man 129.
Yeah.
And the Hulk 181, First Appearance of Wolverine.
Wow. Yeah.
I could not believe the shape these fuckers were in. I'm like, damn, dude.
I had some really good ones. I mean, I had all the McFarlane Spider-Man variant covers.
Yeah, those are good.
Yeah.
Those are good, especially graded, man. Those are good ones too.
Somewhere I've got McFarlane's Batman.
Okay, well, with the long ass cape,
The boxy and square look.
yeah, so dope.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Yeah, his McFarlane shit was like my favorite. It's crazy to me that Spawn isn't worth more, but they mass produced so many of them. You know, anybody who wanted one could get it.
Yeah.
My buddy Jerry Patton, he's got a shop. He's got a gift drink shop out in Vancouver, Washington.
Okay.
And he has the biggest Spawn collection of comics I've ever seen. He has over 200 issues of #1. So I'm like, why do you have so many issues of #1? He goes, it's my kid's college fund. So like, he has, 49.8s,
Jesus.
like 39.6s, and he's got a ton of ungraded ones. I'm like, my God, dude. And I mean, so each 9.8 is about $300.
Yeah.
It could skyrocket it someday. So he's got 40 of them.
Well, I mean, they're talking about rebooting Spawn, so I mean,
Yeah.
that was McFarlane kind of owned the '90s, right? Like, his Spider-Man work was amazing. Spawn owned the '90s as far as pop culture goes. They had the HBO cartoon, the movie,
Yep.
the figures. I mean, like
Everything.
Yeah.
And then his campaign to buy like all the home run balls, and he's got even more now, was brilliant. I mean, because all it did was, he's like, I love collecting. I watched a podcast from him. He's like, I love collecting. So for me, it put me in the newspaper, and then all of a sudden, all these licenses that I wanted to get from sports teams now knew who I was.
Yeah.
I'm the guy who bought the $5 million home run ball. And that was, he said, I single-handedly solidified those licenses just by buying those balls. And now all those balls are worth even more.
Wow.
I'm like, man, dude, how brilliant is that?
And like all of the Image stuff, so Savage Dragon was a great book.
Love Savage Dragon.
Hit was great. When I met James O'Barr, the Crow guy, at that convention, I had him draw me an original piece.
Oh, right.
And he was like a magician. Like, I was like, hey man, like, says you might draw something for a few dollars. Like, I'm a diehard fan. Like,
Did he do it?
he whips out a handful of Sharpies, like silvers and grays and blacks and fine tips, and just uncorked them all. And like,
Oh my God.
like Short Circuit, like Johnny Five. He was like,
That's the best. See, so that I will pay for.
Yeah.
So like I said earlier about the paying for autographs and stuff. Listen, I appreciate celebrities coming out and doing these things, and
Yeah.
any kind of money they can make to do that. But when an artist draws something custom for you, this Hulk on my arm was drawn by David Finch.
Okay.
He drew it in my sketchbook. I paid him $100. I stenciled it. I put it on my arm, and my buddy tattooed it. This Yoda was drawn at
that's Clone Wars, right?
Clone Wars.
Yeah.
So I got the artist that drew Clone Wars, draw it in my sketchbook. I fucking printed it out, and I tattooed that on myself
That's fucking cool.
over a bottle of Evan Williams.
That is such a.
And I literally did it on a dare. One of my artists I used to work with, Sam Cedar, she was like, "You won't tattoo your own ditch." I'm like, "The fuck I won't." I whipped out a bottle of Evan Williams, and I did that on myself. And it was terrible. Every second of it.
Yeah, he created some fucking magic. And like it wound up being like Eric Draven just holding and looking at the crow in the rain.
Oh.
And right down to the raindrops on the picture, like he did fucking art. Like he gave me art.
Do you still have that?
Framed and hanging in my office.
When you get a chance, you gotta take a picture of that and text it to
Absolutely
me.
will.
I want to see that shit.
So you have your Skeletor shelf?
Yeah.
I've got my Eric Draven shelf in my office. I have all of my crow tchotchkes.
Oh, that's rad.
Yeah, it's a great show. Listen, we're in a renaissance, and this is what I try and tell my kids. Like, when I was a kid, all we had was Superman.
Yep.
A little bit later, we got Batman, but still, that was it. Like, we are of a generation where we collected comics and wished wished we would get shit like this.
Yep.
And that's why,
I
like,
get 5 or 6 things a year.
even when it's bad, like, I hate when people have to, like, shit up a movie online.
Yep.
I'm like, listen, there's an old Robert Downey Jr. movie where he says sex is like pizza. Even when it's bad, it's still all right.
Yeah,
Like,
right.
Well, you know what? I feel the same way about superhero movies.
1,000%, dude.
Listen, the first couple Fantastic Four movies, I loved. You know
Yeah, so
what?
did I.
I've never seen a Fantastic Four movie before.
I still love the first one. I still love that one. And I thought the new one was great.
I was happy. I thought the new one was great too. I was happier than anything that they brought back. They brought back the original Johnny Storm and Daredevil.
That was
Or not
great.
Daredevil, Deadpool.
Deadpool,
Yeah.
I'll say this. I'm like you. I'd rather get 5 things that not everything's great than nothing.
Than nothing.
And the more people bitch about it, we're going to get nothing. So
It's
just
happening.
Let it happen, dude.
Yeah.
Like, we were lucky to get a Star Wars movie once every 5 years or a superhero movie once every 5 years. We had cartoons. That's it.
That's it. No, we were incredibly. I knew going to see Blade in the theater that the mood was about to change. I'm like, everyone was hype on Blade.
Yep.
And I mean, I was the guy that still had his Rise of the Midnight Suns comics in the plastic bag that they came in.
Oh, yeah. I still have all those. The polybag ones.
Yep.
They were going to be worth $1 million again.
It was Morbius, Blade. It was Ghost Rider. Fuck.
Ghost Rider.
Punisher wasn't Midnight Suns. Punisher was Marvel Knights.
Yeah.
Was it Moon Knight?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, it was Moon Knight.
There you go. Good job.
Dope. All right, well, let's check out the final result here. Dude, thank you so much for this, and I wish you the best of luck with your series. We're going to meet again, and we're going to do this again. And we're going to keep following up and checking in on your success here, man. Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Check out Tatooine Body Art at 2 locations in both Browns Mills and Wrightstown, New Jersey. And keep an eye out for Brett on Amazon Prime's I Am Inked, out soon.